Novotnynutrition.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. It's Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick and Rico with you as always. Rico, what's up, man? Hello. You look like a guy that's in the recording studio right now with the hood up. See? And look at that. We're mixing tracks.
I'm really good at what I do. What can I say?
Okay.
I'm fantastic.
It's good to see you,
Fantastic at my
Rico.
job. It's great seeing you, Nick. How are you doing, man?
I'm good.
How's your bug class?
We're fine. We're done talking about it. We're done.
Okay.
We're done.
Hey.
We only have 8 weeks left.
hey.
We're done.
Calm down there, young grasshopper.
That's actually now 7.5.
Do you have to do grasshoppers?
I don't know. I don't look ahead.
Do you what? I
don't
don't
look
even know a
ahead.
question to ask.
That's what I'm saying. The terms that no, we're not boring people with this. We're not doing this. I
people
apologize. No, I apologize to the text line. I apologize to the listeners.
Hey,
so-
everybody should go to my Twitter. I have a poll question up before poll questions go away forever.
Poll questions are about to die.
Before poll questions go away forever, because I'm not subscribing to Twitter Blue.
Okay.
If traditions were take one, leave one, Matt Rule's bringing in his no single digit numbers until you get voted on by the team. What Nebraska football tradition would you give up? The tunnel walk or black shirts? At Radio Rico AC, make your pick.
Go vote.
It's very important.
The good news is it's not take one, give one.
It is not. So this is not happening.
So the tunnel walk is not dying, and the black shirts tradition, thankfully, is not dying.
But the balloons did.
The balloons did die.
Gone forever.
Yeah. Okay, so first off, I want to start with this because opening day is tomorrow and nobody's talking about it. Major League Baseball opening day is tomorrow.
They've been very quiet with it.
Yeah.
All the new rules have taken place of talking about opening day.
Tomorrow is the day that everybody stops watching NBA and starts watching Major League Baseball.
That's a lie. America's pastime is gone. Just like apple pie.
It is not gone.
Although I love apple pie.
It is not gone.
Yep. NBA is taking over the ratings.
So with that, today, there's been a lot of changes in the offseason for Major League Baseball.
First off, welcome to Baseball Corner.
Welcome to Baseball Corner.
I'll make a sounder later.
We should, because we're going to do this probably quite often during the season.
It'll be like once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times a week.
With this, you guys can text in 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line. Both those open for you guys the entire show today. If you guys didn't know, we have our own cable channel for Allo subscribers.
Yeah, we do.
Channel 951. You can turn that on. You'll see us. It's our own cable channel.
There you go.
We're on TV, Ticket TV.
Mama, I made it.
We're live.
Soon we'll be better than ESPN.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Just
the happy hour.
Huge. Just the happy hour.
Just the happy hour.
Huge.
And then so we'll dive into that, and then also the normal spaces: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, as well. So once again, 402-464-5685. Thomas in Lincoln says, "Hey, you guys convinced me to go to the movies yesterday, and me and my wife went and saw John Wick 4, and OMG, it is the best of the series."
Was it wonderful? Apparently, John Wick only spoke like 381 words in that movie.
That's not bad.
And they found his salary or whatever he made from the movie, and he got paid like $38,000 per word.
It's almost like Aaron Davis.
Yeah.
I hope AD's listening.
He needs to up his prices.
So Craig says only baseball diehards and former players care about Major League Baseball. Soon to be called nobody's favorite pastime.
Wow. I actually do care about Major League Baseball, and I'm not a diehard, and I never played the game.
Well, so here's what we're gonna do, because
I don't care about it to the same level as some people, but I do
that's
care
fine,
about
and
it.
that's okay. And that's okay. But here's another thing is we'll get to Husker football in the second segment as well. This is just gonna take 10 minutes of folks' time. 10 minutes,
important.
and it's gonna be a little bit of a game, because Rico's going to try to guess some of the top paid players at their positions.
This is not going to go over well.
Because you're going to be shocked by a couple. But first, I want to bring this up and bring this to everybody's attention.
Okay.
Dansby Swanson, potentially the best defensive shortstop in the game,
I do love Dansby
is
Swanson.
now a Chicago Cub.
Former Vandy boy.
Yes, saw him play in Omaha a couple times against Virginia in the national
good.
title.
Very good.
Really, really fun guy to watch. Is, like I said, one of the best defensive shortstops in the entire league right now. Just defensive, not the best bat, but you know what I'm saying.
That's because
So
Volpe just got called up.
that is true. Anyway, so the Cubs signed him this year to a 7-year, $177 million deal. And I was doing, kind of a deep dive on some players' contracts and such.
Mhm.
And I forgot that back in 2015, when Dansby Swanson was drafted number 1 overall from Vanderbilt, he was drafted on June 18th of 2015 by the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Didn't remember that part of it.
You didn't remember that part. 6 months later, on December 8th, 2015, he is traded to the Atlanta Braves for Shelby Miller. Shelby Miller is the biggest name in this trade.
The pitcher.
So Arizona traded a guy named Aaron Blair. They traded a role player outfielder in Ender Inciarte, and Dansby Swanson, who was the number 1 overall pick just less than 6 months prior to this.
Hey, we like Enders and Ciarte.
Okay, that's fine. Traded to the Atlanta Braves for Gabe Spear.
Cool name.
He ended up not pitching a single time for the Arizona Diamondbacks, got released, and got the Royals picked him up. He is 0-2 in his career pitching. And Shelby Miller.
Miller.
So I
Good
thought
pitcher.
So I thought to myself, no, time out.
What? No, Shelby Miller was
No, Rico, just before you say a comment like that, you should probably hold on.
Why? He was good, wasn't he?
The year that he got traded
Yeah.
for the number 1 overall pick. Guess Shelby Miller's record. I'm going to have you guess his record.
Can you give me the amount of games?
He started the most games in the league, 33.
Okay.
I need his win-loss record on the mound,
Okay.
and I need his ERA.
33. And
For
if you're
that-
laughing,
for-
if you're
for
laughing this hard,
For that season, I need his ERA.
okay. Is it 33 in the win and loss record?
Nope, it would be, let's see,
Carry the 2.
23.
23.
23 games is when he had a decision.
10 and 13.
In the year that he was traded for the number 1 overall pick, he was 6-17.
Okay. Man,
The
okay.
Arizona Diamondbacks. Time out.
His ERA.
Just his ERA
But it's 6 and 17. That's not good.
as a starting
gotta
pitcher.
be-
This
yeah,
is
as
a
a
starting
starting
pitcher's ERA.
Yeah. It can't be that high. I like 6.5.
That's number 1. That's very high.
I know it is.
And it is 6.15.
So close.
He is averaging giving up 6 runs per game. And he and a guy that went 0-2 for the Royals on the mound got traded from the Atlanta Braves to the Arizona Diamondbacks. And the Diamondbacks give away Ciarte, who's a very quality role-playing outfielder,
We like Ender.
reserve outfielder for wherever he's at now. He has been the last couple years. A different pitcher that doesn't
Irrelevant.
besides himself or
Irrelevant.
beside himself. And the number 1 overall pick that had been in the farm system for just 5.5 months.
How often did number 1 overall picks hit anyways?
Dansby was always going to hit. There was no Dansby was
You
like,
don't know that.
Dansby was like the Adley Rutschman, where it was like, listen, this guy is only going to be in the league, in the minors for about a year and a half, and he's going to be called up. Like, that's just who he is. But Shelby Miller was 6-17. Just the biggest finesse that I completely forgot about in the last 10 years in Major League Baseball. Shelby Miller, he didn't really turn it around either. Because let me tell you this. So in Arizona, he was a combined 5-18 in 3 years. And his ERA in specifically just Arizona, 6.35. So in his last year in Atlanta, it was 6-17 record with a 6.15 ERA. And then in the following 3 years off of that trade in Arizona, he was 5-18 on the mound with a 6.35 ERA.
Hey, we like Shelby. Miller.
Ridiculous. No, we do not.
We like Shelby Miller.
Shelby Miller then had stints in St. Louis for 3 years. Or excuse me, that was prior to that. He then had a 1-year stint in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
He opted out during the pandemic. Then he had a 1 year in the minors.
Oh, good for Shelby.
1 year with the Chicago Cubs. 1 year with the Pittsburgh Pirates. And 1 year with the San Francisco Giants. And now this year he is with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
I feel like you're poo-pooing on Shelby Miller's fantastic career.
Here, time out. His fantastic career
Just
that featured
just a great Shelby Miller career.
over the entirety of his career.
Yeah,
he is
hit me.
38 and 58
Fantastic.
with a 4.3 ERA.
I like Shelby. Good pitcher.
He is in. So he has started. Oh my gosh, he has started 132 games.
Yep.
And he has 5 shutouts.
Look at that. Look at him.
Not good.
5 shutouts.
I'm sorry, Rico. That's not good.
That's fantastic.
That's not good.
You want to know how often number one overall picks
I wanted to
hit?
talk about that.
You want to know how often number one overall picks hit?
Let me know.
We're going back to 1990. Chipper Jones.
Hits. Very, very
We're
much.
just gonna go through.
Very much hits.
Brian Taylor.
No.
Phil Nevin.
No.
That's a hit.
It's okay. Hit.
Alex Rodriguez.
Yes.
Paul Wilson.
No.
Darren Erstad.
Yes.
Chris Benson.
Okay.
Matt Anderson. Pat Burrell.
Okay.
3 in a row here. Josh Hamilton. Adrian Gonzalez. Joe Mauer.
Yeah, those hit.
Brian Bullington. Delman Young. Matt Bush. Not hits. Justin Upton. Hit. Luke. I never remember how to say his last name. Hochaver?
Luke Hochaver.
Hochaver. Thank you. David Price.
Okay. Yeah, he hit.
Tim Beckham.
Okay, he hit.
Steven Strasburg.
Hit.
Bryce Harper.
Hit.
Garrett Cole.
Hit.
Carlos Correa.
Hit.
Mark Appel.
Okay, no.
Brady Aiken.
No.
Dansby Swanson.
Yes.
And after that, it's not, it's
We don't
pretty
know quite
recent.
yet, yeah.
Mickey Moniak, Royce Lewis, Casey
Royce
Mize.
Lewis is going to hit. He's going to get called up to the Twins.
Casey Mize or Mizey.
The pitcher for the Tigers, he's going to hit.
Yeah. Adley Rutschman.
Yeah, hit.
Spencer Torkelson.
Yeah, he's back. He's in the league.
Henry Davis, Jackson Holiday.
Henry Davis, the catcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates, probably going to hit. And then Jackson Holiday is probably going to hit because he's Matt Holiday's son.
Yeah, so just no hits at
No
all.
hits at all.
Yeah, just
and
the number one overall pick does not hit.
I want to point this out. Bryce says on the text line, any career in which a person is in the major leagues is a fantastic career. Yes, Bryce, but warranted to be traded for a number one overall pick.
You didn't know if
two other guys, not sure.
It was 5 years. Or 5 months.
So here's
you didn't even know.
Here's where we were sitting there going. So Austin and I were in the back looking at this, and like the top couple pitchers in 2015 when this trade happened were the 2 Cy Young Award winners. Can you name them, Rico?
For what?
One of them is off of my team, a Cy Young Award winner.
Okay.
The other one at the time would have been on one of DP's teams. Yeah, he would have been on one of DP's teams.
Okay, and what is this?
He is a Houston Astro. And
Justin Verlander.
No, 2015. So think older.
Oh.
Houston Astro and Chicago Cub.
As a pitcher?
Yep, Cy Young Award winner in 2015.
25th. Oh my goodness. I should know this. I got nothing.
Jake Arrieta.
Oh, I forgot.
Jake Arrieta had his best year. Came out of nowhere.
Pitch for the Astros?
He pitched for the Cubs.
You said Astros.
Astros and Cubs.
When did he pitch for the Astros?
He did not pitch. I said one Cy Young Award winner pitched for the Astros.
Okay, I thought you said it was for
and
both.
one of them pitched for the Cubs.
Okay.
The other one, Dallas Keuchel.
Okay. Big beard.
So here's the thing: if
that messed me up. I thought it
if
was
the Arizona Diamondbacks were to go trade it for a guy similar to a Cy Young contender, then okay, you're fine with that.
Yeah.
Pair a Cy Young a contender that can help immediately with a guy like Paul Goldschmidt, who was the Diamondbacks' first baseman at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You're fine. But you go out and get a guy that's 6-17. I'm not sure that's really what you're trying to do with your number one overall pick. And at that time, Ender Inciarte was a starting outfielder. Okay, so we got a couple minutes left here in the segment. Rico, first we got to go to left field. All right, there's no reason for this.
I'm not gonna get it. Just give me the left fielder.
No. We got to go to left field because I was diving deep on contracts.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about the NL Central, obviously with the Cubs tie and everything. Cardinals are going to win it. Wilson Contreras betrayed the Cubs. I still love Willie. Still love Willie C, but he betrayed us.
Betrayal.
Yeah, he betrayed us. Willie C is going to take over for Yachty, and he's going to have a great career, rest of his career at in St. Louis.
Shout out to Yachty.
And the Cubs are left with the scraps and the remnants. But then
You say this, but you still think they're going to have a good season.
they're still going to win over 75 and a half
That does
games.
not sound like a guy that thinks they're going to win over.
They're still going to win over 75 and a half
Okay,
games.
sorry.
They just extended Nico Horner
Oh,
for 3 years.
because that's going to do it.
They have the best. They have a top 3 defensive middle infield in all of baseball. With
I'll have
Nico
to-
with Nico Horner and Dansby Swanson.
I'll have to do some research, but I don't believe you.
I'm telling you right now.
We'll see.
Name a better middle
I'll
infield.
have to do some research.
Anyway, so I was like, okay, so who are some of the other top players in the NL Central, right? And went through the Cardinals, and obviously the Cardinals got away with the steal and Nolan Arenado from the Rockies. Paul Goldschmidt had a really good year last year as well. Harrison Bader is no longer in St. Louis, so that's a win. But you look up and down then the NL Central, and it's like, all right, so who's going to finish second? And I was like, I think the Cubs are going to finish second, because if you look at the Brewers, I think they're going to sell, because Corbin Burns is unhappy.
You think so?
Brandon Woodruff is unhappy. There's your 2 best starting pitchers. You got rid of Josh Hader, one of the best closers in all of baseball last year at the deadline to the Padres. And then Devin Williams is one of your other relievers. Well, if you sell your 2 starting pitchers, you're going to trade away your other reliever.
Yeah, you would think so.
So I was like, who's going to be left? The Brewers don't have a Ramos Ramirez anymore, unfortunately. So I'm like, it's got to be Christian Yelich. So that took me down this entire rabbit hole of salary rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Christian Yelich had 2 really good years.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at his contract, he in 2020 signed a 7-year, $188.5 million deal, averaging out about $26 or $27 million per year.
Mm.
Now, when you look at his entire career, Rico,
Mhm.
he had 2 good years.
Yes.
2020,
level.
yeah, MVP level, yes. But when you look at it, I have to find the right screen. Okay, career earnings. This was it. So he got drafted obviously by the Miami Marlins.
Mhm.
And so he was with the Marlins from 2010 to 2017. And then in his first 2 years with the Brewers, he had an MVP, 2 Silver Slugger awards, and an All-Star game appearance as well. Now-
All-Star game once.
In
In
those
those 2
2
years.
years,
That's what I'm
yes.
saying. In those 2 years, that's okay.
That's what this
Yeah.
that's what the contract thing says.
Yes. Okay.
So even if you say it twice, that's fine. So then he signs the big contract, and in his first 5 seasons with the Miami Marlins, he made $5 million total
I'd take that.
with a $1.7 million signing bonus.
Hmm.
In his first 5 seasons with the Brewers, $77.4 million in 5 years. So it's just crazy how that. So anyway, long story short, Christian Yelich, highest paid left fielder in all of baseball.
Okay.
Who is number 2? Just got traded last year.
Just got traded.
Year.
Ooh. Oh, is it?
DP was up in arms
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. Oh gosh, what is his name?
Got traded from one end of the coast.
Yeah, he went
to the
from Washington
entire
to the Dodgers,
to the Padres.
the Padres. It's
Does a little freaky stance when he sits there.
yeah.
Come on, Rico.
Juan Soto.
Thank you. Juan Soto is number 2. Kyle Schwarber, number 3.
That's okay.
So there's that. But we also look at, real quickly, shortstops. And when you look, all right, let's go center fielders first. There's 3 positions I want to look at: center
Okay.
fielder and shortstop.
shortstop,
Then we're
okay.
out of here and it's on to Husker football.
Yeah.
First, let's go center fielders real quickly,
Okay.
because I want to know how many of these guys you would be okay with, or be surprised. I think you're going to be surprised on who's like number 3, number 4, number 5. Number 1, Mike Trout, he's getting paid $37 million a year.
Obviously,
Understandably, so.
everybody would take him on their team.
This one's going to surprise you.
Okay.
Number 2, George Springer for the Toronto Blue
Yeah,
Jays.
he got paid. He got paid
Yeah.
after he got traded.
He is 33 years old, averaging or getting paid $24 million a year.
You know why they're paying him that? He's a Yankee killer.
That's true.
That's
true.
why.
Well, I think the Blue Jays win that division as well.
They won't, but continue.
Number 3 and number 4 are 2 New York Mets.
They've spent all
They've
the money.
spent so much money.
All of
They
it.
lost like $132 million last year.
Yeah,
Starling Marte is number 3.
that's too much. I do love Starling Marte, but that's
And
too
number
much.
4, Brandon Nimmo.
Remember when Brandon Nimmo
He was gonna be like
exploded on the scene?
He was going to be a top one of the.
Oh,
He was a top prospect
Oh,
coming
yeah.
out. Number 5, Byron Buxton, and then at number 6,
Byron Buxton, all that speed.
Yeah.
Bit of power.
number 6, Cody Bellinger, the new Chicago Cub
That's
himself.
too much.
Last but not least, shortstop. Then we'll get out of here.
Yep.
Corey Seager,
Okay.
$35.5 million.
That's warranted.
Yeah. Francisco Lindor, 34.1.
Also warranted.
Carlos Correa, Trey Turner.
If Carlos Correa can get healthy, yeah,
Yep.
warranted.
Carlos
Trey Turner.
Correa, Trey Turner
Underpaid. Trey Turner.
at 27.2.
Underpaid.
Underpaid.
Captain America.
He is Captain America. Xander Bogaerts,
I love him and I hate him.
potentially the
Oh, he's
most.
not with the Red Sox
Nope.
anymore, so I think I can just
He's
love
with
him.
the Padres.
I think I can just love.
Okay.
If the Padres
are good.
If the Padres don't win the World Series,
I read one article yesterday where it was like sleepers in Major League Baseball and also like playoff projections.
Yeah.
And I scroll all the way down because I was like, I bet the Cubs are going to be on NL Wild Card.
Yeah.
And I saw Dodgers on NL Wild Card, and I was like, I forget the
The
Padres.
Padres.
That NL West is going to absolutely crush a lot of wild card dream hopes.
who is? If you had to pick one right now, the day before opening day,
For what?
which one of them gets the wild card? The Padres or the Dodgers?
Dodgers.
Which one of them doesn't?
Dodgers
win?
get the wild card.
They don't win the
So
NL West?
with a healthy Fernando Tatis, Dodgers get the wild card.
Okay.
Fernando Tatis is back.
I'm gonna say
People forget about Fernando.
I'm gonna say the Padres get the wild. They're gonna underperform. They're gonna get the wild card.
Okay, so then when we keep going here really quickly, the most washed player in all of baseball,
Oh, we love washed players.
Javier Baez. And I mean that
Why?
because I bought a jersey of his
Yeah, then he got
after
traded.
after he took the Cubs to the World Series.
Yeah, then he got traded.
And he
Wasn't
got
his
traded
choice.
with everybody else.
It wasn't his choice.
Yeah, he wanted
they
out.
were selling.
He wanted out.
If they weren't selling, he wouldn't have wanted out. But he saw the writing on the wall.
He wanted out. He's done. He's dead. to
So
me.
is Anthony Rizzo dead to you?
No,
Why?
because Anthony Rizzo wanted
He
to
wanted
come
out.
back.
Then
he
why
wanted
did-
to come out.
Then
come
why
back.
didn't he go back?
Well, because we didn't want to pay him.
Then why
That's
didn't
a
he go
Cubs
back?
problem. That's a Cubs
Oh,
problem, not an
okay.
Anthony
Oh,
Rizzo
okay.
problem.
Okay, I see how. it
Javier
is.
Baez is look. Javier Baez strikes out and he misses more baseballs than I've ever seen before.
I see how it is.
The guy can't hit a baseball. Well, he can, but
Disrespect.
when he does, he hits it very far.
disrespect El Mago.
That's true. He's got so much swag.
He
It's
does.
so unfair. Javi, I don't mean that. Trevor Story, Red Sox shortstop.
Remember when he was great with the Rockies?
I do. That
was a
because
fun
that was when Trevor Story and Nolan Arenado were doing well.
Oh, dude, Trevor Story was hitting absolute tanks,
It's just disappointing.
just nuking them.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Oh, hey, before we go to break, we got a baseball call.
Baseball call.
We bring in Jimmy as Jimmy joins the baseball corner. Jimmy, what's up, man?
Welcome to the corner.
Hey, just want to tell you guys, Shelby Miller. I'm a big Braves fan. We were all pissed when they traded Shelby Miller. So Shelby Miller had a 3.02 ERA
Yeah.
the year he lost 17 games, and the Braves were in a rebuilding year. And so everybody thought he was going to be like a Cy Young candidate.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the Diamondbacks
But-
got him.
Thank you.
He ended
Yeah.
up falling apart, but
He
he
did.
had
He
a
did.
really
Did
he had a
the
bad record, but he had a good ERA.
are you
Hell yeah, Jimmy.
Jimmy, are you happy that you got Dansby Swanson though?
Oh yeah, definitely. Love
Okay.
Dansby Swanson.
How much is it going to pain you to see him being one of the best players in the major leagues with the Chicago Cubs this year?
Well, you know what? He was not doing too good during spring training. The last two spring training games,
Come on.
he hit a home run each game. I think Arias is going to be fine. I think they'll be fine.
Hey,
You know, they need to free up some money to keep Max Fried. So
Yeah.
you know they had to do what they had to do. But I'm going to miss him. But I think they'll be fine.
well, I
Hey,
mean,
thanks, Jimmy.
Jimmy, you've gone through some sad couple of years here with Freddie Freeman leaving Atlanta, and because his agent lied to him about all that money, and then now Dansby Swanson. I mean, are you sure you want to be a Braves fan anymore?
Braves are going to be good for the next 10 years, brother.
Jimmy, you're absolutely
Let's
right.
go,
They're a World Series candidate. Appreciate the phone call,
Welcome
Jimmy.
to the baseball corner, Jimmy.
Here's the thing.
You got it, buddy. See you guys.
Jimmy, he knows that the Braves, their over-under wins 95.5 this year.
Hey, Jimmy has a World Series.
Jimmy understands what's going on.
Jimmy's got a World Series. He's sticking with the Braves through thick and thin.
Yeah. Matt Hopp says 2021 World Series champs, Braves fan. So
Love it.
yeah,
love it. Jimmy's welcome back to the baseball corner anytime.
Anybody, it's an open invitation for everybody to come into the baseball corner. Thomas and Lincoln says Nick is just trying to convince himself that the Cubs are actually not going to be last in the division. Thomas, you must have never seen the Cincinnati Reds play.
Oh yeah, that's still a team.
The Cincinnati Reds. Now the Pittsburgh Pirates are interesting because you have a guy like O'Neal Cruz, who's really fun at shortstop. He's super tall, does not look like a shortstop. He is a shortstop.
Throws 200 miles an hour to first base.
He's on my fantasy team.
Why not?
I love O'Neal. So they got O'Neal Cruz, and somebody else. Brian Reynolds, Brian Reynolds, Key Brian Hayes, all those guys on the Pittsburgh Pirates. But the Cincinnati Reds
got Andrew McCutchen back.
That's true, but he is not dreaded Andrew McCutchen.
He is not, but he's still Andrew McCutchen.
And you would remember that one of Rico's dudes is dreaded Andrew McCutchen.
I do love regular Andrew McCutchen, but he's just not quite the same.
He's not even the Rico's guy.
It's not quite the same. I do love him,
He's just one of Rico's guys.
I need a McCutchen Pirates jersey. That's what I need.
I am my next investment for Cubs gear is going to be a Dansby Swanson jersey.
Of course.
Why? Because we signed him, or the Cubs. I need to stop saying we. The Cubs signed him for 7 years and $177 million with a no trade clause.
Ooh.
He's here to stay, and he's here to bring a World Series in 2027. Let's do it. The Cubs are back, baby.
Good luck.
Over 75.5 wins. Hammer it. Corey and Lincoln, we had this last baseball year, how you said the Cubs were going to hit the under. Let's do it again. Let's run it back this year.
Hammer the under, Corey.
You versus me, Corey.
Let's do it, Corey. Hammer
you versus me, Corey. Let's go take a break. We talk Husker football on the other side.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it is Truck Month at Koppel, and we are pulling out all of the stops for this gigantic event. The lots are starting to fill, and we have some great deals for you waiting in Louisville. Brand new GMC Sierra Light Duty and new Silverado Light Duty trucks. All trim levels have up to $4,000 in discounts. That's right, up to $4,000 off all new light duty trucks right now at Koppel, so do not wait. Now is the time to buy a new truck, so stop on in or visit us online at KoppelCars.com. You must have a trade-in and finance with Koppel. All deals with approved credit.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln by offering a number of services. From group homes for special needs adults to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the intellectual and developmental disability services your loved one needs to live a fulfilling life. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a more rewarding career, learn more about available positions. Learn more about services for your loved ones or employment today at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. If you're not sure what your evening plans are and want to change things up, look no further than Craft Axe Throwing. Whether for a date night, an evening with friends, or even a private party, you're sure to make memories at Craft Axe Throwing. Trained instructors help make things easy to understand, and a stock bar makes it a great hangout spot. With 13 throwing lanes, there's plenty of opportunity to reserve your spot today. Choose the Lincoln location at craftaxethrowing.com to book a lane or call 402-802-9696. Craft Axe Throwing at 18th and N.
One of the Nebraska Lottery's most explosively fun promotions is back. Cash Blast. Until April 18th, buy a 2x2 ticket, enter the voucher number, and you could win $5,000 or $500. If your winning voucher is from a 7-day draw ticket or a multiple of 7 ticket, your prize is doubled. There will be 7 weekly drawings and 14 total winners in Cash Blast. So play today. You'll have a blast. But that goes without saying. 2x2 top prize odds 1 in 105,000.
We're here with Sam Taylor, who was recently rescued after being shipwrecked on a remote Pacific island since 1993. Mr. Taylor, how are you feeling?
Sunburned?
After your lonely ordeal, is there anything we can get you?
How about a Powerball Quick Pick?
With the starting jackpot in the millions in drawings Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, everybody wants to know about Powerball from the Nebraska Lottery.
Would you like something to eat? Some coconut cream pie?
You're kidding, right?
Top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
March is a month of good luck. From epic runs in state basketball to watching Cinderella spring the upset in college basketball. And of course, St. Patrick's Day. Luck is on your side at Mullen Motors too, because their lot is full of great vehicles to take home. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride, as summer road trips are just around the corner. Your luck starts this month at Mullen Motors.
No tagline, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $10 off any athletic shoes $105 and under, and get $15 off any shoe over $105. Choose from respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, On, and 361 Running. And don't forget the trendy Hey Dudes. A new shipment just arrived for the season. Start your spring off right at Brown Shoe Fit, just south of 66 and Q in Lincoln.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Colon cancer is the second leading cause of cancer-related deaths in the United States. Regular screening can reduce colon cancer deaths by 50%. At-home screening tests, such as the fecal immunochemical test, FIT, can help identify precancerous polyps and prevent colon cancer. FIT is easy to use with no prep needed, completed in the privacy of your own home, and are often free to order from your local county health department. Take a health quiz to know if you are at risk of developing colon cancer. Doing so will help you to protect your family and yourself.
Are you looking for a solid, stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
Even before you start. That was a preemptive shh.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
I already had someone created in my image. He's evil, he wants to take over the world, and he fits easily into most overhead storage bins.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, shout out to the folks for sticking around through the baseball corner. Appreciate you, fellas. Because I know
baseball corner music.
I know Major League Baseball isn't the most exciting thing for a lot of people, but we appreciate you sticking through it.
Latin heritage.
Yeah, I hope it was somewhat interesting for you with contracts and all that. 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line. Thanks again to Jimmy for the baseball call as well. Jimmy, as the phone lines are open. Once again, that number 402-464-5685. Nick and Rico joining you. So update from the Lincoln Stars as well. DP's out there. I'm sure he'll talk about it as well. Rocky Russo, the head coach, was on The Drive earlier this week. He was also on Old School last night. The Stars are winning at last check 3-1 late in the second period. So as they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they're playing for a bye now in the postseason. So
that'd be nice.
Yeah, I believe they're playing the Tri-City Storm, and then they have to play.
I have mixed feelings.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, first hockey game I ever.
You have to figure out your allegiance right now, Rico.
First hockey game I ever watched ever. Tri-City Storm.
Tri-City or Stars? What are we going with?
Don't put me on the spot. Don't put me on the spot. Don't put me on the spot. I love Carney. I love Carney.
I've also I don't understand your
what
excitingness about Carney,
dude. It's great because you didn't spend time out there. I spent 5 years of my life out there.
I get that it's a big party.
Greatest 6 years of my life.
Greatest 8 years. It just keeps going up. There's 12 years of my life.
Every time you ask me.
I loved my 14 years in Kearney.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was fantastic. It's a great little city.
I get that you met your wife there and things like that, and Rachel's awesome. I don't know
a great family city.
Freak out about Kearney.
Great family city. I'm gonna retire in Carney.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna retire. In Carney.
Okay. Sure.
It's great.
Whatever you say.
Just work at the
I'm gonna
Target
be
there again.
I'm gonna be making my way towards your own old stomping grounds at Bellevue tomorrow night.
Are you?
Yeah, got to go to a high school soccer game.
Fun.
Anyway,
You should stop by Bellevue West and not see my picture hanging up anywhere.
Yeah.
So anyway, when you don't win state.
Anyway, latest intel on 5-star quarterback Dylan Raiola from On3.com's Chad Simmons, which is one of their lead recruiting guys. And just hold on to your seats. Make sure you're buckled in the vehicles. Make sure you're kind of on a stable ground, if you will.
Everybody just take a seat.
Just get
if
ready.
You're driving, pull over to the side because this is going to be some news that you don't want to hear. Okay, we're warning you. All right,
It's not a commitment.
So we're gonna. It's not a commitment. It's not a decommitment. It's not anything like that. But I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
There it is.
Go, Nick.
This comes directly from the article from, once again, Chad Simmons' latest information on Dylan Raiola. Dylan has been at USC twice, Nebraska twice, and Georgia Tech once since January. The Raiolas had more trips planned in April, but those are being put on the back burner. Based on new intel, a return to Lincoln for the Nebraska spring game and a trip to Oregon to close out April are now not likely. The focus is now on the upcoming spring practices at his new school, because you'll remember that Dylan transferred from Chandler High School to Pinnacle High School, the former school of Spencer Rattler. And he's also focused on training with Los Angeles-based trainer 3DQB. Right now, Dylan Raiola's only official visit that's been set is a trip to Georgia in June, but he and his family are still looking into locking in official visits to USC, Nebraska, and Oregon. Miami, Ole Miss, and Penn State are trying to stay in communication with Raiola as well. What once looked to be a very busy April on the road with visits now looks to be calm, where the number one quarterback in the country turns his focus to his craft and preparation for his senior year. With that said, a decision from Raiola before his senior season is still expected. Article goes on to talk about each program's position in the race for Dylan Raiola. Loves what Lincoln Riley has done with guys like Caleb Williams, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield. They talk about Matt Rule and how he's made him a no doubt priority, no doubt top priority. And then here's what's interesting, because it really started to feel somebody says, should have listened and pulled over. Just crashed my car. I really hope you're not joking.
I told you.
I really hope you're not joking.
I told you to pull over.
Because I understand it's not like earth-shattering news, but I think that there's going to be a ripple down effect a little bit as well, because
you're right, Thomas and Lincoln. This is Raf's fault.
So what's interesting here, Georgia, there was a little bit of curiosity at what that relationship was looking like and feeling like for Dylan Raiola after Todd Monken left. The offensive coordinator, Todd Monken, left to go to the NFL, and Georgia ended up hiring Mike Bobo from Colorado State to be their new offensive coordinator. And it says here in the article, Dylan connected well with him. The family has connections to the longtime Georgian, namely that he coached Matthew Stafford, a friend and former NFL teammate of Dylan's dad, Dominic Raiola. Sources tell On3, and most of the time I'm guessing that the sources would be the family, that the family feels there has been a smooth transition from former offensive coordinator Todd Monken to new offensive coordinator Mike Bobo.
Now this is, the canceling of the spring game trip. It sucks, but you have to think he's been to Nebraska twice already. Like they said, he's been to USC, Nebraska, Oregon twice already. Georgia Tech only once. Still has that planned trip to Georgia in June. But if he's focusing on his high school practices, it's not like he canceled the trip. He also canceled the Oregon spring game. So there's that as well.
Exactly. Yep.
But it's not like he canceled this trip to go on a different trip. He canceled this to work on himself, to work on his quarterbacking skills, which is still good. And, obviously Nebraska is going to stay in contact with him, as are the other schools. So this isn't, a massive blow to Nebraska. It does hurt because the spring game was going to be a great showing for the Huskers, and with bringing in recruits, including Raiola, although he's not anymore, bringing in recruits and showing them, hopefully they'll be tackling. So the physicality and kind of the play style that they're trying to implement and develop and get started back at Nebraska. So it sucks, and it's not going to go over well with some of the fan base. But again, he canceled the Oregon trip as well, so it's not like he canceled and was like, hey, I'm not going to Nebraska, but I am going to go back to USC.
Here's what's interesting about it, and this is more, I mentioned that ripple down effect or the trickle down effect, where it's like other recruits are automatically gravitated towards visiting a place if a guy of Dylan's caliber is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Thought last week, Nebraska had multiple guys, multiple 5-stars on campus. And part of that is because Dylan Raiola was here, right? And Dylan Raiola's, it's not like they haven't hid that part of it either. They haven't hid the idea of Dylan going, hey man, come visit Georgia with me this weekend. I'm gonna be there. You should be too. Mm-hmm. And same thing happened at Nebraska, right? So that's kind of where we're gonna start to maybe see it. This is where it kind of hurts even more for Nebraska. Is unfortunately it's going to be tough for now to get a guy like Brandon Baker, who's the number 1 offensive lineman, back to campus for a spring game, or somebody else when you're competing with all these other schools, and a lot of schools are going to have their spring games on a similar time frame. It's going to be fighting against teams where that was a huge win for Nebraska to lock in a spring game visit with a number 1 overall player. Mm-hmm. I mean, think about just in recent years, maybe even not even under Scott Frost, but under Mike Riley especially. I mean, you'll remember that at that time, Buki, Brendan Radley-Hiles, committed when he was a sophomore silently and didn't make it public until the next spring game when he was a junior. Mm-hmm. But he said, hey, I was committed last spring game. I just didn't tell anybody. And so it's like that's one of the biggest recruiting weekends for Nebraska. It has been in recent years because it gives people an opportunity to see, hey, look what Nebraska fans did for a spring game, mm-hmm. for a practice, right? That's one of the more common sayings that we've heard. So the trickle-down effect certainly hurts, but as Rico said, it looks more and more like it's going to be a 3-team race until the end. Oregon trying to chip away, but I just think the article says Oregon is still trying to hang around and get an official visit. He likes what Dan Lanning is building and has a good rapport with offensive coordinator Will Stein, but the Ducks still have work to do and are still chipping away.
Now remember, there is a quarterback committing tomorrow from Savannah, Georgia, with Georgia in his Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
He is a 2024 quarterback, number 6 quarterback in the class, top 70 player overall. If he commits to Georgia, then all of that is moot. We don't have to worry about Raiola going to Georgia. More than likely, I don't think they take 2 quarterbacks in the class. But the fact that they're still pushing,
I don't think you say no to the number 1 guy. You can't say no to the number 1 guy.
No, you wouldn't. But
it's the same conversation.
Do you think they're talking to Raiola and saying like, "Hey, you're going to be our guy"? This guy commits, and they're still like, "Hey, you're going to be our guy." And Raiola's like, "What? You have this guy? Like, you're just going to throw him away?"
Don't forget what Georgia did with Jake Fromm and Justin Fields.
That's true.
So, and they just allowed Justin Fields to transfer to Ohio State.
Weird.
So here, I mean, somebody said on the text line, unfortunately, Cornstash says, in my opinion, that just means he's going to decide where he's going before our spring game takes place. I would say differently, because the fact that he's already scheduling official visits tells me that this thing is going to go into the summer. As the article says, before his senior season, but I would imagine that it's going to be a June or July kind of decision. More important, I would say probably July.
He's definitely going to want to get it done before the season starts. It'll be interesting to follow this as we will up until he commits.
Let's go ahead and take our final timeout. When we come back, we'll bring in Austin for the crossover. Once again, just the news that somebody's texted and said they missed it. Dylan Raiola cancels all of his April visits, so he will not go to Oregon, and he will not be in Lincoln for the spring game on April 22nd. So that's just the news coming out of on3.com and Chad Simmons, one of their recruiting experts over there at On3. So Dylan Raiola not coming to Lincoln on April 22nd with his family for the spring game. Let's take our final timeout. We'll bring in Austin for the crossover next.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love it. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $10 off any athletic shoes $105 and under, and get $15 off any shoe over $105. Choose from respected brands like Hoka, Brook, New Balance, On, and 361 Running. And don't forget the trendy Hey Dudes. A new shipment just arrived for the season. Start your spring off right at Brown Shoe Fit, just south of 66 and Q in Lincoln.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric. 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Our sales, precision ag, parts, and service teams are ready to serve you this planting season. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Colon cancer is the second leading cause of cancer-related deaths in the United States. Regular screening can reduce colon cancer deaths by 50%. At-home screening tests, such as the fecal immunochemical test, FIT, can help identify precancerous polyps and prevent colon cancer. FIT is easy to use with no prep needed, completed in the privacy of your own home, and are often free to order from your local county health department. Take a health quiz to know if you are at risk of developing colon cancer. Doing so will help you to protect your family and yourself.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
This is a house of learned doctors.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
As soon as your eyes shut, I'm going to punch you square in the face.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here. Okay, so we were looking up at this once again. If you're just now joining us, Nick, Rico, and Austin will join for the crossover here in a second. Rico and I, during the break, were looking up this place that Dylan Ryle is going to go train.
3D QB.
Yeah, it's called 3D QB. It's based out of Huntington Beach in California. And these things always fascinate me. The places and the elite quarterback developers, if you will, always fascinate me because there's so many out there that claim to be gurus or what, if you will. This one seems to take it to the next level. Some of the names that are tied to this 3D QB, at the college level, Bryce Young. At the professional level, let's just go down the list.
I got
Tom
this.
Brady, Matt Ryan, Matthew Stafford, Drew Brees, Jared Goff. There's also been Dak Prescott. In addition to that, there was Jacoby Brissett. Let's see. There's a list of Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson. All these guys train at this 3D QB. And so now Dylan Raiola, Zach Wilson as well. Carson Wentz as well.
Yeah.
But now here is Dylan Raiola going to train at this 3D QB guru, if you will.
Matt Leinert's son goes there. Jake Haener, the Fresno State quarterback. Sam Hartman, Notre Dame's quarterback. Their quarterbacks, you ready for this? These are the colleges that their quarterbacks have signed and played for. It's a long list. Hopefully, they'll add Nebraska onto this list. Alabama, Arizona State, USC, Boise State, SMU, Arizona, Stanford, BYU, Ohio State, Fresno State, Bowling Green, Georgia, Oregon State, Toledo, Wake Forest, Notre Dame, Michigan, Florida, Washington, Ole Miss, Pitt, Kentucky, Clemson. There you go.
Decent programs.
So I'm wondering, Clemson, would that be like Deshaun or DJ Uyunglele?
That was
Probably.
It was definitely
Probably
Uyunglele.
DJ.
It was
He's a
definitely
California
he was out in Bosco.
Mhm.
It was definitely Uyunglele.
Yeah, Uyunglele came from
which is
from
why
St.
they put
John
Oregon
Bosco.
State on there now.
Ah,
True.
of course.
See?
Unless
See?
Tristan Jebbia,
Could have.
Oh,
he was from
that's
Calabasas.
good-
We got to figure that out.
But no, because Nebraska would have been on here.
That's true. Okay, good point. Good point. Nebraska.
Unless he didn't start working with them until after he left
Until-
Nebraska.
Wait,
and that's why he had a
wait.
decent career.
Did it say, was that a list of places that these quarterbacks have signed with?
It says our quarterbacks have signed and played for,
Okay, DJ Uyunglele didn't sign with or play for Oregon State,
but he is there now.
He's there.
but he didn't sign with them or play for them.
Ah, come on, Austin.
Okay,
So
okay.
It's
I'm
Tristan
just saying-
Jebbia.
Okay.
It's Tristan Jebbia. That's
but
what I'm hearing.
Nebraska would be on. He signed with Nebraska and he played
did.
for Nebraska.
He did. But okay, so I just wanted to point that out that once again, since Dylan Raiola is not coming to Nebraska for the spring game, just for the spring game, that here he is. That's what he's going to be doing instead. His
Quarterback
training at
gurus.
those places.
Pretty good.
My
So-
first reaction was to say, okay, Nebraska's out of the running. But then you look at all the travel that he's been doing and realize that he still wants to take an official visit.
Yep, exactly.
Not the end of the world.
I would agree.
Ooh, I found the list of current and former NFL quarterbacks they trained.
Let's do it.
All of them. Tom Brady, Matt Ryan, Drew Brees, Dak Prescott, Jameis Winston, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, Carson Wentz, Eli Manning, Lamar Jackson, Colt McCoy, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Andy Dalton, Justin Herbert, Matt Barkley, John Wolford, Jacob Eason, Dwayne Haskins, Easton Stick, Jake Browning, Gardner Minshew, Trey Lance, Jacoby Brissett, Bryce Perkins, Teddy Bridgewater, Kyle Trask, Jimmy Garoppolo, Blake Bortles, Mitch Trubisky, Nick Mullins, Danny Etling, CJ Beathard, Marcus Mariota, Luke Falk.
There's a Nebraska connection in there.
Wow.
Literally just everyone. If you're in the NFL, you train here. That's what I'm reading.
So this is pretty. I want to know how much that it is.
It's got to be a few $1,000s a session, right?
Easily. That's low side.
No, I would see like
if you've got
$3,000 for an hour.
Nah, if you've got all of these NFL, if there's any chance that you can walk in there and see Tom Brady training, 1,000 is a low side.
Well,
I said a few thousand.
You're not.
Thousand.
You're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to see Tom Brady because he's retired.
Correct.
He might still go there just to work out.
No, he can do that in his backyard. He's fine.
Okay, if there's any chance you go in there and you see Dak Prescott. Jameis
Okay,
Winston.
so there's a chance here. So understandably so, this is why he's going there.
Shout out to Easton Stick.
This is why you're going there.
The Creighton Prep grad training there.
Yeah, so
Big
it
fan.
is what it is.
Hey, can we pause 10 seconds?
Yeah, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNT FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Bryce on the text today could have just said Colt McCoy and sold me on this place being elite. Hey, Bryce, listen, you're right. You're right, man.
Gravy Gus says 3/4 of those QBs suck. 3/4 of those QBs are on rosters.
Don't talk about my boy Jameis Winston like that, man.
So
or
okay,
John
so-
Wolford.
John Wolford. Yeah,
Well, you've got
John
a
Wolford
couple.
started a game for the Rams.
You've got a couple retired guys. You've got guys that are currently on rosters. You've got a decent amount of starters on here. Like,
No, I like.
So
here's the-
Eli Manning went there, but Chad Powers didn't. A little
No.
confusing.
Yeah,
very
that's-
strange.
Dang, what do you know? Update from the Icebox. Lincoln Stars. They win 3-2.
Victory.
They have beaten the
Let's go.
Tri-City Storm. Big midweek win for Rocky Russo and company. So thanks to Chase B for updating us. I'm sure DB will kind of mention some of that later on his show because I know he was in attendance for that game. So nice job by Lincoln Stars. They got a big series this weekend against Waterloo at home at the Icebox. So make sure you head out there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as well. Austin, before we let you go, opening day tomorrow. How juiced up are we on a scale of 1 to 10?
Still should be a national holiday.
Okay, I agree.
Still should be. Baseball has dropped the ball on that. It let itself slide from the zeitgeist. And if it was any more popular, we would make it a national holiday. It's what it deserves to be. I'm excited.
I like that word.
It's a fun word. The Royals aren't going to be good, but I think they'll be interesting. And that's all I can ask for.
So here's what I love about Major League Baseball, especially early on in the year. Daytime games.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, there are 1, 2, 3. Hold on, timeout. I gotta
make sure you get it right.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games that begin prior to 15 p.m.
Let's go.
11 games will be on before 3:15 p.m.
The way it should be.
Too bad you can only watch one of them.
That's true.
On ESPN Plus.
That is, unless you have Major League Baseball TV.
You know what that one is? Philadelphia at Texas.
That is if hey, Philly has Trey Turner and Kyle Schwarber,
but they're playing Texas.
Texas has Corey Seager and Marcus Simeon.
No.
Texas is sneaky interesting.
Okay.
They did some good stuff in their rotation.
They also have Josh Young.
The game's starting before then. Tell me if you would rather have one of these on ESPN Plus. Atlanta at Washington.
No, Washington sucks.
Yeah,
San
Washington-
Francisco at New York.
Do you know? Hey, hold on, time out.
Yankees.
Do you know what Washington's over under is?
Washington is bad.
It's in the 50s.
It is in the 50s.
58 and a half, 59 and a half.
59 and a half. And I asked
I
DP.
think the A's are at 56 and a half.
Yeah, so I asked DP. I said, DP, are we taking the over under on your wins on for Washington? He goes, he didn't answer, but he goes, I don't know what they're doing. That's all he said yesterday.
That means under.
That means under. So less than 59 and a half wins for the
okay.
Washington Nationals.
So San Francisco at the Yankees.
Nope.
No.
Baltimore at Boston.
That's intriguing, but you can watch it for free on Major League Baseball TV.
Again, if you don't have MLB TV.
You can watch it for free on MLB TV.
Okay. Milwaukee at Chicago.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
NL Central battle, bro.
And then the final one before that one, Detroit at Tampa Bay.
No.
Hard pass.
Yeah, that's bad.
But one that you can listen to right here on the station starts at first pitches at 3:10.
That's right.
The Minnesota Twins visit the Kansas City Royals.
Kaufman.
Gotta text my guy Josh and wish him a sad opening day tomorrow.
Shout out to also Jake Eisenberg. He's making his
Jake's on the show Friday.
No way.
Jake's on the show Friday. Yep.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Jake Eisenberg, the new voice of the Royals.
No Jake from a past life. Actually ran into him at spring training.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome because he took over in the Royals. He used to do the Storm Chasers games and now
did some Mets too.
Did some Mets at the big league level and now is the new voice of the Royals. Took over for Physioc Steve. That's right.
Too busy writing books now.
Steve came and talked to one of my classes and it was like, yeah, this is his voice. Like, yeah, this is him.
I've heard nothing but glowing reports about Fizz the person.
Fizz is good.
I've heard the exact opposite about Fizz the play-by-play.
I've heard that. Yep, exactly. Royals fans were okay with him not doing it anymore.
And do you
let me just credit Jake for how good Jake is going to be. You're going to be excited to hear Jake.
No, yeah, Jake is phenomenal, and he is going to he's going. I would not be surprised if he moves farther up.
And again, you can listen to that game and Jake right here on 93.7 The Ticket. First pitch is at 3:10. You'll get Pablo Lopez versus Zach Greinke.
Heck yeah.
Is this 2009? But no. So opening day tomorrow. It's Jersey Day at the station. We invite you to wear your jerseys as well from wherever you may be.
Send us your pictures. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The regular ESPN game, the lone ESPN game for tomorrow's baseball action Chicago White Sox at Houston Astros at 6.
Jose Abreu Bowl.
Dylan Cease versus Frember Valdez.
Okay.
There you go.
Gravy Gus, I will take you up on that. A little friendly wager between who will win more games, Royals or Cubs, and I will happily take the Cubs.
I would
Probably
take the Cubs as
too.
well.
Thank you, Gravy Gus. All right, I might make. Maybe we need to make a little.
Put it on the board
a little.
there?
Yeah, we'll put that on the board, Gravy Gus. Gosh, we need to get this little road trip to Kansas City to Kaufman.
Yeah, let's figure this out.
Maybe
They're playing everyone.
Maybe
now.
I just go tomorrow. I'm kidding. I would. I want to. So
you won't
much.
even fill in. You said you have class.
Yeah.
You go to Kansas City
What are you
instead of
doing?
filling in on the show.
The nerd.
I know.
Jeez.
Sorry. Hey, on the block with Austin and Rico.
Yeah,
coming
I'm
up next.
still here. Adios.
Constructors is now hiring for all